Hi friends, my name is Omkar Chakdare coming at you from Detroit, Michigan, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to save extra $10,000 per year through your job income. Alright, but before we get started, I would really appreciate if you can give me a thumbs up to the video because it allows me to reach out to more people just like you. Alright, without further ado, let's get into the topic and let me show you how I would save my first $10,000. Alright, number one thing, you have to understand that if you are getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, 52 weeks in a year, that means you're getting 26 paychecks, which means there will be 2 months in a year where you will receive 3 paychecks instead of 2. Do you understand me? Are you listening? So, what that means is that there will be 2 months in the year where you will have these extra paycheck where you don't really need them, they're just extra. So you can plan better and save this money. For example, my first paycheck was January 6th. Now, if you see the calendar for the year, I will get 3 paychecks in March and September. So what that means is in the month of March, I will just be living my life and I'll still get an extra paycheck. Now, if I did not plan for it, it will just come and sit in my account, and most probably just because I have a little bit extra money, I might just go out and spend it. That's what most people do. They see a little bit extra money and they just go ahead and spend it. But if you plan for it and you plan to save this money, then you will be able to get much ahead. So let's look at this. So March and September, there are going to be 2 extra paychecks. I'm going to save these 2 paychecks. So here's the thing, let's take an average salary. I'm not gonna let's take an average income of $80,000. You're a year or 2 years into the corporate world, and let's say you're making about $80,000. Okay, so at this point of time, with all your deductions and stuff like that, I'm gonna assume that you're making about $2,000 every 2 weeks. Okay, I know most of people at 80,000 are making way more than that, but let's say you're making only 2 grand. Depending upon which state you are, you may have an state income tax, you may not have a state income tax. So, let's take an average of $2,000. So you have 2 extra paychecks in that year. That means you already saved $4,000. And here's the thing, guys, we are not going to plan anything on this. If you're going to an India trip, you go to an India trip. If you're going something else, you're doing something else, do it. Just because you have this extra money coming in doesn't mean take an extra trip or something like that. What our goal is to save the money. So let's put this money towards that. So let's open up a bank account, or if you already have a savings account, let's take these 2 paychecks and put it in there. So you have $4,000 saved right now. Now let's talk about second way of how we can save money. One of the most unappreciated money that you get, in my opinion, is your tax returns. I feel like most people, when they get their tax returns, they just go out and spend it. Instead, what I would do is I would take that tax return and save it in this account. Now, tax returns are again really complicated. It depends upon how much you get and stuff like that. But I'm gonna average it about $3,000. I already made a video on how you can get more tax returns. You can watch it here. But a good CPA should be, if you're making $80,000, guys, and you're paying about $12,000 to $15,000 of taxes, in my opinion, you should be making about $3,000 to $4,000 back. Okay, that's my opinion. So, but if you hire a good CPA, I'm confident that he will help you make more money back. But let's average it, and you are able to make $3,000. You have $7,000 right now. So where is this extra $3,000 coming from? That is going to come from your boss. Your boss is going to pay you that $3,000 extra. As a matter of fact, your company. One of the things I feel most young engineers, especially people who are not on H1B, they miss out on is the 401k. You have no idea how many international students I talk to who do not have 401k. They just living their life and letting go of this extra money their company is giving you, guys. Don't do that mistake. I did that mistake for first 2 years. My mentor one day sat me down and told me, you are an idiot, start saving money through 401k. So that year I made a decision. I started putting 6% towards my 401k, because if I put 6%, then my company matches that 3% towards that. So they match half of 6%. So up to 6%, that's what they do. So basically at that point I was making maybe 80 grand, and so 3% of that is $2,400. But I was also putting my 6%. So that came up to be about $4,800. So if, it's like, so I really like this because, for me to get that 2400, I have to put in that 4800. As human beings, we, most people love to spend money. As soon as it comes into their bank account, they love to spend it. Very few people are actually trained or designed to save money. So for me, this is great because I like to spend money. So what I do, this is pushing me to save money. I have to put that 4800 so that I can get that 2400 from my company. So if you do all the calculations so far, you're already close to $14,000, even though like you haven't done a lot so far, guys. You see, let's say if you're not on 401k right now, and you start putting, let's say, $4,800 towards that 401k. Let's do the calculation. If you're putting $4,800, how much less money you're going to get? In my opinion, you're going to basically get about $125 less per paycheck. That's not a big hit, guys. And I don't think that's a big hit, guys. You can manage it. If, for example, if you have a new president next year and he just raises taxes, what are you gonna do? You're gonna lose some of that income, right? So that's exactly how it works, folks. So it's okay to get that hit, because when you have less money just coming into your paycheck, you don't plan on it. That's how you should be planning this. If you really notice, so far we have $4,000 saved up from your extra 2 paychecks. We have $3,000 saved from your tax returns, and you have $2,400 coming from your company, which is close to $9,400. But because you have put your own $4,800, that comes close to $15,000, guys. How incredible is that? And so far we have not even touched your monthly income. The money you're making every month, that $2,000 paycheck, and you're getting 2 of them, that's $4,000, let's say, after taxes, at an $80,000 income. If you're making more money, good for you. I'm proud of you. If you're making less, it's fine. Even if you save half of all of this, what we are talking about, let's say instead of $14,500, you save $7,500. It's still something. Something is better than nothing. And remember one thing, my mentor told me one thing: saving money is making money, because it's in your bank account, guys. Most people underestimate saving money. They just want, they think okay, if something bad happens, I'll just use my credit card. That's a bad mentality, guys. Understand? Because you'll have to pay it back. The credit card, you will have to pay it back. If you deplete your savings, you don't have to pay it to someone else. It's just your savings. So saying that, here's what an example I'll give you. I'll give you a little bit of my story. 2017, I was sitting down with my mentor. 2018, as a matter of fact, I was sitting down with my mentor, and I told him that, I was just showing him my monthly expenses and stuff like that. I wanted to take some advice from him. And he's like, where is your 401k? What are your savings and stuff like that? I was like, I don't have a 401k, I don't need one right now. And he was like, no, you need a 401k, because just start putting about 5 to 6% of your income into 401k, because trust me, about 5 years later, you will thank me. And he told me the story of how he had, he used to work at GM, and he had saved 7-8 years. He had put money into his 401k. And when he quit his job in 2004 at GM, he forgot about it. And we were talking about this in 2018, and he was like, oh, they just called me and told me that I had this 401k account, and I looked into it, and he had about $700,000-$800,000 in there, guys. Because the compounding, for 15 years, that money just kept compounding, and he was putting about 15-20% of his income into his 401k. And that really opened up my eyes. So I started putting about 6% my first year in 2018, and my company was giving me 3%. But after that, what I started doing, every year when I got a 4%, 5% raise, instead of taking that money towards me, I just took that 4% and added towards my 401k. So let's say 2018, the next year I got 4% raise. So I went from getting 6% from myself, 3%, so that's 9% I'm putting in. So 6% of mine, 3% of the company, plus 4. So that became how much? 13%. Next year I got a raise, I put it towards that as well. So that way, now I'm at about 15% of my income with my company addition going towards 401k. And because of that, it has helped me a lot. I'm not going to throw you a number, but it has helped. Guys, trust me, that's close to a year's worth of income I've already saved. Half a year worth of income I've already saved without doing anything. And I don't even know it. I don't even feel it. So trust me, it's going to take you a long, long way. Start putting money into your 401k. Start doing these things. I hope I was just, even if you don't feel like doing what I just told you, I hope I was able to just make you aware of how do you think differently? how do you think differently so you can save more money? Remember, if you have money in your bank account, you feel very, very confident. When you're walking down the street, when you are having a tough time at your job, or let's say you are stuck in a job which you don't like, you are going to feel confident, because if you are laid off or something like that, you still have money in your bank account which can be used in times of difficulties. So make sure you save money, guys. All the best to you. See you in the next video.